Jayson Tatum, you can see, distraught right now.
Unable to flag it down. Tatum cuts through the D and slams it home.
Jayson Tatum is back, and the league should be very concerned. That was an absolute beatdown from start to finish yesterday. Philly never stood a chance. Tatum's back like he never left. He was noticeably the number one option in that game. Brown was deferring the offense to them when they shared the court together. In the minutes without Tatum, with Brown still on the court, he took advantage. He had that massive third quarter. I shouldn't have ever doubted Boston. This is looking like an easy sweep. I really doubt that Philly gets it together, even if Embiid is able to come back at some point. This is looking like a clean 4-0 sweep for Boston, and then on to a rematch with the Knicks, most likely. The rest of the games likely won't be as lopsided as this one was. Philly's offense could not get going in any capacity today. There's tons of open looks at the rim, tons of layups. That's not likely to happen again. They also shot it abysmally from three. With that said, it was still a 30-point defeat for them. So even if they clean all that up, I don't think there's going to be enough for them to pull out a win. On the offensive side of the ball for Boston, Celtics took the ball right up the gut and saw absolutely no resistance at the rim. I lost track of how many dunks and open layups they got. Philly doesn't really have any great rim protectors. Bona has that capability, but he also comes with enough offensive limitations that you can't justify giving him big minutes in the playoffs. And then Drummond is just old. He doesn't have the lateral mobility. Guys like JB and Tatum can really blow right by him. And we saw a lot of that yesterday, as well as guys like Kata, who just outmatch any center that Philly can field. Something we'll likely be seeing all series long is the turnover margin. Boston is the best team in the league when it comes to protecting the ball. That's not a fluke this season. This has been a story throughout Mazzulla's time as coach of the Celtics. So expect that to continue in this series. It's likely not going to be a massive margin. Boston doesn't force tons of turnovers just because, again, they do play at a pretty slow pace. One of the slowest teams in the league. But that really isn't a part of their game that they need to rely upon. They often end up winning the possession battle just because they are so good at protecting the ball, and they do have the personnel to really attack the offensive glass. Philly should be very concerned, giving up all those turnovers. Boston's not a team that's going to often beat you in transition, but when you give them the chance off of turnovers, they are very adept at turning those into fast break opportunities, and they more than have the personnel to turn those chances into easy points and win opportunities or free throws at the very least. I'm expecting to see a lot more of the same from Boston in Game 2. They had a very well-balanced attack, no obvious weaknesses on defense for Philly to exploit. Sixers at this point, it already feels like they're in desperation time. They need to be trying whatever they can to break Boston down defensively, whether that is relying on the three ball again and hoping that they can shoot it better than they did in Game 1, or seeing if they can get the Celtics bigs into foul trouble like was happening in Game 1. I don't see that as a very viable method for Philly because they don't quite have the talent to attack the paint, even if the Celtics are running a small ball lineup. Like I said at the beginning, this is looking like an easy sweep for the Celtics. Tatum's back. Looks like he never even tore his Achilles. It's insane that he's only 11 months removed from the most devastating injury in the sport, but he is again playing like a number one option, playing like the Jayson Tatum that we have been seeing in the playoffs for this last half decade. I have absolutely no doubt in the Celtics' ability to complete the sweep. Even if Philly does get one win out of this series, Boston shouldn't be losing any sleep. They're setting themselves up very well for a matchup likely against the Knicks, unless the Hawks can really pull things together in Game 2 here tonight.